Hi guys, in this video I am going to talk about corticospinal tracts. Corticospinal tracts are the nerve fibers which take their origin from the cerebral cortex and end in spinal cord. That is, these are the nerve fibers which originate in cerebral cortex and end in spinal cord. Okay, now there are two types of corticospinal tracts. They are lateral corticospinal tracts and anterior corticospinal tract. In the previous video, I have discussed that lateral corticospinal tracts run down in the lateral funiculus of the spinal cord. Therefore, it is grouped under lateral system pathways, and anterior corticospinal tracts run down in the medial funiculus of the spinal cord. Therefore, it is grouped under medial system pathways. Types. There are two types. They are 1. Lateral corticospinal tract, lateral corticospinal tract, and second one is anterior corticospinal tract. Okay. For both these two, I will discuss their origin, course, termination, function, and lesions. Okay, I will discuss first point, origin. Both these two to take their origin from the following cerebral cortex. First one, I will write the origin for both these two in common. Origin is first one, precentral gyrus, or it is also called as primary motor cortex, or it is also called as Brodmann area 4. Okay. Second one, postcentral gyrus. They take origin from also postcentral gyrus. Or primary somato sensory area, or area number, Brodmann area number 312. Okay. Next, third part, premotor cortex, or area number 6. Finally, parietal cortex. Area number 5 and 7. So, lateral corticospinal tract and anterior corticospinal tract take their origin from all these 4. Okay, remember. Let me draw the diagram so that you will understand better. So, okay. Now, this is central sulcus. And this is precentral gyrus, or primary motor cortex, or area number 4. And this is postcentral gyrus, or area number 312, or primary somatosensory area. And this is the parietal cortex, and this is of course occipital cortex. and this is area number 6 or premotor cortex. Okay, this is precentral gyrus or area number 4. This is premotor cortex, area number, Brodmann area number 6, and this is postcentral gyrus, Brodmann area number 312, and finally this is parietal cortex, area number, Brodmann area number 5, 7. Of course, this is occipital cortex. Now, this completes the origin. Now, course of these two tracts, that is lateral corticospinal tract, anterior corticospinal tract. I will discuss both these course simultaneously in the diagram also. Now, course. Now, this is midline and this is cerebral cortex. Okay. Area number, area 4, 6, 3, 1, 2, 5 and 7. Okay. Now, I will say first lateral corticospinal tract. So lateral corticospinal tract cell bodies, and let me draw the internal capsule. This is internal capsule. See, you know, this is anterior limb, this is posterior limb, and this is genu, okay, of the internal capsule. Fibers originating from this cortex, they converge in the posterior limb. They will converge. Okay. This will appear as a radiation. That's why they call this as corona radiata. In the subcortical region. This is cortex, cortical region. Below the cortex, subcortical region, it forms corona radiata. And here in the internal capsule, they will converge, the fibers will converge. Similarly, anterior corticospinal tract also converge in the internal capsule, in the posterior limb. Remember, where they converge is in the posterior limb. Remember this point, posterior limb of internal capsule. Now, after converging, they pass in the, what is this? This is, of course, pyramid will also present in this side also. Medullary pyramid. These are medullary pyramid. After passing into the medullary pyramid, this lateral corticospinal tract crosses the midline. Okay, crosses the midline, and they run down. But anterior corticospinal tract, after passing into the medullary pyramid, they will run down straight. Okay. Now I will draw the cross section of spinal cord. Of course, this is the gray matter. Central canal. Now, you know, this is lateral motor neuron group. Of course, on this side also lateral motor neuron group present in the ventral horn of spinal cord. And this is what? Medial motor neuron group. Of course, this is also. Now, what lateral corticospinal tract will do is they run down on the contralateral side and end in this lateral motor neuron group. From here, the motor neuron passes out of the spinal cord and supply what? Distal limb muscles for skilled movement. Now, anterior corticospinal tract run straightly and end in an interneuron. Remember this thing, an interneuron. And this interneuron will again crosses the midline and end in contralateral medial group of motor neuron. Again, this motor neuron comes out of the spinal cord and supplies proximal limb muscle, or the muscles that maintain posture maintenance. Okay, but also this interneuron also ends on the same side of the motor neuron. Some of the fibers ends on the same side of the motor neuron group. Remember, after coming to the spinal cord, this anterior corticospinal tract fiber end in an interneuron. That interneuron crosses the midline and supplies the medial group of motor neuron. Again, medial group of motor neuron supplies musculature which supports posture of the body. But some of the fibers also supplies the same side of the medial group motor neuron. Now, what I explained in that diagram, I have written the same in this text. See, after originating lateral corticospinal tract, after originating from the cerebral cortex, they converge in the posterior limb of the internal capsule, reach the medullary pyramid and crosses the midline to reach opposite side. Important note. And end in the lateral motor neuron group on the opposite side, which in turn supply the distal limb muscle skilled movements. Here, anterior corticospinal tract. After taking origin from the cerebral cortex, they converge in the posterior limb of the internal capsule and again reach the medullary pyramid. Here, reach the medullary pyramid. Next, passes straight. They will not crosses the midline and they pass straightly and end in the interneuron. Remember, they end in the interneuron. Interneuron ends on both sides of the medial motor neuron group. Medial motor neuron present on both sides. They supply interneuron. Supply proximal limb muscles and maintenance of posture. See, termination. Lateral corticospinal tract end in lateral motor neuron group in the ventral horn of the spinal cord. In turn, anterior corticospinal tract end in medial motor neuron group in the ventral horn of the spinal cord. What is the function? Lateral motor neuron group supplies the proximal limb musculature. Therefore, this is in turn responsible for the control of skilled movements. Lateral corticospinal tract are responsible for the control of skilled movements. Now, anterior corticospinal tract supplies the medial motor neuron, which in turn supplies the musculature which maintain posture. Therefore, anterior corticospinal tract responsible for the maintenance of posture. Lesion. If lateral corticospinal tract is damaged, but there is intact rubrospinal tract, therefore there is no complete loss of skilled movements. There is partial loss of skilled movements because rubrospinal tract is present. If anterior corticospinal tract is damaged, there is no full loss of or inability to maintain posture because tectospinal tract, vestibulospinal tract, reticulospinal tract are present. Therefore, there is partial inability to maintain posture.